Hey, it's the Reckless Retiree here, and I am going to try something that was suggested by Anonymous 70909, and that is to use sparks to ignite the gas bubbles. So I have the setup ready to go. I have my torch here. Instead of lighting the bubbles with the torch, I'm going to light the sparkler. And I'm doing it inside so I can turn the lights off and it'll be make everything stand out better. And what? I have double protection on. I have earplugs. I'm going to put these headphones on and we'll see how it does. So there's two ways I want to try this. Number one is with sparklers, which is like a short time operation because, as you know, sparklers don't last very long. So it'll work for as long as the sparkler goes, and I could make I was thinking I'd make a network of sparklers so it would go much longer. So that's a possibility. That's an option. But the second thing I wanted to try was a grinder with a piece of steel, because I've ground a lot of steel in my days at work, and you put out a ton of sparks and seemingly endless, kind of like my bubbles. So the problem with that is I would have to somehow prop up a grinder and steel with some kind of a spring feed, kind of a gizmo to continually feed the sparks into the bucket. Now I still intend on trying to use the hot wire once I get the power supply, adjustable power supply that's coming this week sometime. But in the interim, I'm going to try this because of Anonymous' suggestion. So keep those suggestions coming, folks. Keep those comments coming, the likes, the shares, and the subscriptions and the bells and such, so I can grow my fan base and more people can see my wild antics in my retirement. All right, here we go. I'm going to turn the lights off, turn on the bubbles, and light the sparkler. I have some lights that don't have a switch, so I'm going to leave those on. All right, so here goes my hearing protection. Here goes the bubbles. Here goes the sparkler. Let's see what happens. I may have rushed that. Bubbles aren't very pronounced yet. All right, well, that didn't work. And the bubbles aren't explosive yet, so I'll just let that go a while, and I'll do another sparkler. Okay, I got a new sparkler. I'm going to show you the bubbles are explosive with the torch. Then I'll let them build up again, and then I'll light the sparkler. Okay, you heard that? They're explosive. So now I'm letting it build up again. And here we go. I lit off the bubbles when I was lighting the sparkler. Yeah, it's working. Okay. Okay. I got the battery freshly charged. I have 4 sparklers and a kind of a grid. I don't know how that'll work. We'll find out. I have a mirror to kind of reflect all of that light back at us. So I'm going to turn off the lights, and I'm going to turn on the gas, turn on the power to make gas, after I put the battery in. And then I'm going to put my hearing protection on. Not necessarily in that order. Shula. Just dropped things shifted about on me. Oh, look at that. I can't do that. Got the electrical wire right next to the sparkler. So I'd be burning the insulation off the wire in the process. Well, try making this grid again. And hopefully the sparks won't adversely affect the cable. Okay, I'm going to shut off the light and then okay, lots of good bubbles right at the get-go. Whoa, baby! Well, I had gotten 2 of those sparklers wet, and so they wouldn't burn, and I thought they would once they got started, but anyway, the 2 did, and as we saw, it worked really, really well for lighting the bubbles. The only negative is that they don't last very long. So obviously the sparking technique works. I need to come up with a long-term sparking solution. Maybe I can find some slow burn, long burn sparklers. Maybe they exist. And I could get some of those. Another idea is to somehow use gunpowder. Not sure how exactly. Similar to a fuse. And then, of course, the other idea is the grinding of the metal. I tried using my little grinding reel with my Dremel, and that just didn't make any sparks. So I'm going to have to get a big grinding wheel to try that. The other idea I have looked up online, maybe is a potential idea, is a homemade taser type thing. That doesn't cost that much to make, and I don't know if you could like turn on the switch, not a momentary switch, but a on-off switch, and turn it on, and if it would just repeatedly set off the spark, the taser spark, or if that only, it takes a long time to do it in between. But anyway, that's another idea. But the sparklers worked well, and I was real pleased with that. So thanks, Anonymous 7090 or whatever it was. Hopefully the mirror kind of amplified things. I was thinking also of getting a kind of a clear prismatic type lens for the front here that would kind of amplify and colorify. Does that break it down into colors? Further enhancing the whole thing. So that's another idea I have. But the fresh battery sure put out the good gas. And the only negative with that is that it doesn't last all that long also. Well, maybe that's what the thing is to do, is just have it work short term. I don't know. If you had a string of firecrackers, you'd light them, they'd blow up, but that would last all of a few seconds. This at least lasts minutes. But I would like it to be a continual thing. That's why I'd like the hot wire to work. Because I think with that, you could just turn it on, walk away, and it would just blast away for a long time. So we'll have to do some more research and development.